Hey, what's up? My name is Rez, and this is the log for July 15. Um, Today I did finally got to share that demo of Kailan for patrons. So if you guys like it, maraming salamat for the comments, the early comments, and um, thanks for the support for the song. And I hope you enjoy the demos. So again, it's gonna be a couple of demos these next Sundays. I'm just gonna speak like this because I really wanna talk about like the story of that song, and I promise that I'll give this as access to people who were on the early access, so normal. I'm still here on my studio. Maybe I could walk around a bit. Pero mag-iiba yung lighting. So yeah, um, but yeah, maybe I'm gonna be extra comfy. Maybe doing it from here. Oh, I missed the spot. Um, I'm still parang I think if you read up on one of my posts a while ago, I'm kind of my depression is in my body right now. It's not all in my head, so I'm super sane. But I feel super weak. I feel really weak. But alam mo yun, ganun talaga eh. um, I'm recovering na naman pretty well. So, yeah. I just wanna, you know, kwento ko lang, Red Summer. Check this out. Maybe we could have some like random, you know. Uh, this is I like this habit when I'm. So Red Summer is like a collection of personal things, right? And um, I think it's a mark of a maturing artist, the maturing artist that I am. Yun nga, that I can already sort of create. Parang the human brain can only record so much, right? And most of it, when it's purely processed, most of it can be turned into really nice artwork. And wala lang. So um, this is one of the this video is about Kailan, and this video is about that uh, um, this video is about basically um, how I wrote that song. So I think I wrote that song. Kwento ko lang. I'm just here to really like make that kwento. I wrote that song around 2011, 2012, and I wrote it for someone. Kilala niyo naman who I wrote it for. I think it's pretty obvious who I wrote it for. So that back then, that I thought, when you're having fun writing a song, uh, it really just flows eh. Parang the drop niya lang, parang, boom, okay, you have the song. So when I had the song, yung version pa niya was like, yung happy version, yung ten 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 kailan kaya kita. So that was the original version. The sad version came in 2015. So that song that you're hearing now, I actually worked on that 2015 to 2016. But Kailan as a song, I already wrote around 2011, 12. So it's actually like almost like a 7-year old, maybe 6-year old song na rin. And when I wrote it for this someone, there's this just kilala niyo who I wrote it for. But when I wrote it, I remember I was so infatuated with her. I'm super infatuated with her, and to the point na my close friends would come here and they would like go. Actually, I was right here. when something had happened between us. Tapos kailangan ko ikwento. Buti na lang dumating dito si Champ of all people. Tapos siya, sobrang kinikilig siya kinikwento ko yung nangyari. But it was so long ago when I think obviously mas nauna ako na infatuate to the girl I wrote the song for. And uh, and that's really just my word for it. Parang sobrang in love. Ano yung tawag sa term na? In lababu. In lababu. Oh shit. And um, I don't harbor such feelings for it now, for her now, but parang it's nice to talk about it, how some songs become, I mean, I'm happy talking about it, but like it's just really nice how like I got to convert that into like a really nice message of a song. Because I mean, it's such a great song, a Tagalog song, that it goes beyond diba? This story, this Kilig story. It actually is right now feels like parang a family kind of friendly type of song. So when I wrote this song for that girl, di ko na talaga maalala how I wrote it. Basta I think I wrote it in one sitting. No hardships at all. I uh, I just sat down with my guitar and yung nangyari is ayun, parang nasulat ko na agad siya. Tapos I remember sending it to her. And so she was actually, alam mo yun, and then it proves to me that I'm kind of super consistent with my ways, kumbaga. So I sent this song to her. You're not actually the first to have heard. She was actually the first to have heard that song. And yun nga, the happy version pa. Yung parang may mami. Pero basta that type of energy. And my voice was still small. I haven't, I guess my lungs were smaller. So it sounded like that. But yeah, I was like, what, 20, 21 when I wrote it. So a long, long time ago. Uh, and what else can I share about it? But it, if I hadn't written that song, I think parang it would have parang my infatuation for her would have caused much more damage in my life, because at that point in my life she was already sort of causing a lot of damage. Parang alam mo yun, I couldn't like I broke up with my first girlfriend because that Heyday Dreamer thing happened. Alam mo yun? And then like I've dated a couple of girls after, but I was still super heavily infatuated with her until around, alam mo yun, because we're not actually friends. We have some common friends lang. Uh, and then we see each other every once in a while. But the couple of paano ba explain? The couple of few times that I've seen her or like bonded with her, actually wala lang, very memorable lang for me. Kasi, syempre, crush ko siya nun, diba? And then, there's this one time, lasing kami parehas. And we were in this bar. Hindi ko na sasabihin saan. So, ito actually yung kinuwento right here on this podcast, Champ. Because I was so fucking, what the fuck is happening, you know? Like, basta, she was drunk, I was drunk, and then we walked to the center of the room, and then um and then I guess I was kalbo pa ako nun. I mean, I was feeling like in yung first time na nagkalbo ako, so like I was feeling super unattractive that time. So sobrang weird, diba? And then and I can't hindi naman ako super windang sa beauty niya, but before that I would definitely, before I did my hiatus, so 11 and 12 nga, 2011, 2012, pero sabi ko, you know, I would close my ganun ako ka sobrang visually obsessed with her beauty, is aside from her being the other protagonist from that Heyday Dreamer video story, diba, was like, ang tawag dito, yun, I would close my eyes and like, I would really just, wala pa naman GIFs nun, pero gets mo, may GIF na siya sa mind ko. And then, so there's this other story where we were, I think, nagkataon lang na we were both single, and then nagkataon na nandun kami sa isang bar where I had either an event of mine or a friends of mine's event, and then we were drunk. Basta I ended up sort of like slow dancing her from behind, and all I remember is like parang lasing kami, so like she was facing me and parang nilalamut. I have no, wala akong other memory, but ang alam ko lang hawak niya yung face ko. Tapos parang nilalamutak niya yung face ko. So I was like, what the fuck? I was like, what are you doing? And then we snapped out of it. But when we snapped out of it, I saw everyone was like looking at us. Because syempre, that's so weird. Is it like a reenactment of like, of Heyday Dreamer? I remember during that shoot time ng Heyday Dreamer, I was just like, I mean, I mean, I've seen a lot of beautiful girls, but like, I rarely see girls kasi with brown eyes. So when I was there with her, I remember during the shoot, I was just looking into her eyes, and sabi ko lang, I remember my first line to her is like, I said, ako naman parang, playing, like the young kid that I was like, hey, I most probably said, your eyes are beautiful or something like that. But I remember the moment, like I said it, because we were supposed to have that, teen Bobby teen, like look here kind of thing, right? So yun, sabi ko sa niya, she had beautiful eyes, and from then on, parang wala na, problema na ako with my love life because I couldn't get her, and like she couldn't get me. Timing was bad. Fast forward 2 years after, parang I think I saw her naman hanging around in one of my events in BGC. So at that point, my girlfriend was my ex now. My girlfriend then was abroad, and I was like, syempre I was lonely, even like, alam mo yun, I keep my distance from her, syempre, because it's super weird to have us in one room and not acknowledge the Heyday Dreamer ness or like someday dreaminess of that thing. And before lala when we were younger, we would text or tinetext ko siya. Alam ko tinetext ko siya. Bobo pa naman ako mag-text nun. Paano ako mag-text yung mahaba lagi? Tapos syempre the girl would just reply. Ever since naman, mahaba ako mag-text talaga. If I really like someone. So, ayun. I remember also this story where she was there in the event, in one event of mine. And like, I had to sort of calm myself down because like she was, I don't know, she was at arm's reach, she was at arm's reach, but I'm committed. I'm committed to another person. So alam mo yun, umabot sa point talaga na I would imagine things like that happening, but it's just so fucking And I wouldn't let myself do that. I wouldn't cheat on, syempre mahal ko yung ex ko nun, mahal ko yung girlfriend ko nun, but she would be there. I think they met before, so siya naman, she's super weird that way na parang, alam mo naman na, I think alam naman niya because at that point, na-send ko na alam niya na yung song by that point, and no one else, we have these, by the way, it makes me feel better that I'm sharing the secret with some of the Someday Dream fans, and like, so just so you know how valuable that song is for me. So we sort of kept that, alam mo yun. And it wasn't a thing that was kept between us because there were clues that our common friends knew that we had that song between us, this song between us. And things would still happen. Sort of, we would still see each other in my events. One time I saw her in La Union then, and ayun, okay naman, parang Ganun lang din, parang, syempre, nag-aalala ako for her and stuff. But anyway, there's this one kwento in BGC. So it was one of my events. Aside from that lasing night, this was like a year after, naman 2 years after pa. Or hindi, maybe a year after. So my girlfriend then was abroad and she was right there and like everything was perfect. Alam mo yun, parang a slow song was playing. You can sort of really just, so parang gets mo in my head, since I've done that before when we were like drunk and young, parang, and like we were in a shoot and we were young. It's totally, you know the feeling of parang just slow dancing with someone and not verbally sort of talking about it, but just the action of like, slow dancing with someone. It never happens. It never happens except in maybe prom. So yun. So parang at that point, and it was just a vivid experience na parang I was like less than 20 meters away from her, 10 meters tops, and like I was eyeing her and she was restless. She was restless. She was like, I don't really super know her personally, but the way I look at her, I've never seen her happy actually. I've never seen her. She's always like restless. And maybe I should assume that she's restless because ang hype eh. Laging ang gulo pag we're in the same room together. So at that may time, one of my favorite times where I could just, hindi na ako super hibang nun sa kanya, pero like, alam mo yun, parang we had common friends. We were in one event. I would see her. And there was this point parang that point really that I just really wanted to sort of repeat that moment and like grab her and like dance with her to this song. And not this song, but like to another song. But alam mo yun, parang perfect na yung moment. But inisip ko lang talaga at that point is, shit, sobrang mahal ko yung ex ko noon. Sobrang yung girlfriend and sobrang mahal ko talaga noon. And I wouldn't, risk, I wouldn't risk, even though she was there already and I was there already. Ang ginawa ko, I wouldn't risk breaking my then current relationship just by making a testosterone move, diba? So, I don't know if you can follow from here, pero I think those were the moments na parang sinabi ko, one of the rare moments na sinabi ko sa sarili ko, I gotta walk away from this ambience. And instead of me, alam mo yun, continuing pursuing it, pursuing this thing, diba, I walked away at that point. And those were parang naalala ko lang kasi I was kind of proud of myself for not cheating that day, that night. And alam mo yun, so she went for, ang ginawa niya, so she went for the other boys. Hindi ko naman tinatampo yun, pero that was so weird. Like, I wish parang we were on a talking relationship kind of thing, but it's so awkward. I don't know. Maybe I'm not sure if she's a fan as well, but I'm definitely like, kasi when I met her, she was just 17. Shit, I think I met her when I was 19. So teenager shit talaga, But yeah, I remember meeting her when she was 17 because nandun pa ako nung debut niya eh. So when she turned 18. So we were young talaga. I mean, like, ayun. So ganun yung mga stories ko for the girl I wrote the song for. And I hope you take good care of this song. I hope you take good care of the value of this song for me. And so that's the demo pa lang. And yun, I just wanted to share that sort of, I don't know if that made sense, but like, it's rarely that I get to share that kind of experience because you could imagine how weird it was for the people who would see us in one place. And yun lang talaga eh. And I hope you can sort of picture how important this song is for me. Just because I hold that memory na, wow, I actually, alam mo yun, I actually sinulatan ko pa siya nun, tapos may attached yung song, ganun. Wow, I actually did this much to parang prove to her that I liked her that much. But like, I think, ano, wala lang, di lang kami talaga nagsasabay. Or like, alam mo yun, it's all good. So, honestly, ngayon ko lang ulit napag-isipan because kailan talaga. So, 'di ba? Songs hold memory, songs hold the feeling for me. So, kailan sounds sad, but it's not really a ano, it's a kundiman type thing. Pangligaw talaga. So, ayun. That's the story behind Kailan. And that's the story behind who I wrote Kailan for. Um, Wala naman ang balita. Yun lang yung pinakabalita ko. I hope you like the demo and thank you so much for listening. I'm not quite sure if this super made sense, but um, ano ba? Ayun, yun lang yung um, yun lang yung memories ko of Kailan, and those are sort of the hidden tropes of that song. And whenever I have access to that song, or when you have access to that song, then I have you have access to this feeling of like infatuation, of like being super, alam mo yun, parang out of over in and out of my head, kind of crazy for an idea of a person, or like for a scenario. Gets mo? Parang scenario, parang what is this real kind of feeling whenever like we're in one room together. Parang, oh man, not this again. Parang ganun. And I don't know how it happened, pero it must have been from the older guys because they were the ones who put us together. Alam mo yun, parang pinair kami, ganun. So, wala, it's just nice that kind of, I think, baka ito yung mga stories na pagtanda mo, ikwento mo lang pag lasing ka type of thing. And actually, I do, ano, when paglasing ako sa pag-ibig, yun yung gusto ko ikwento, and not a lot of people know about it, but now you know. And so yeah, that's the story of Kailan, and the real title is Just Another Song. Um, obviously, obviously written for, yeah. Um, and she knows us, like she knows, our friends know. Alam mo yun. What a weird story to say. But yeah, I totally appreciate you guys being able to listen to like my personal stories. So it I hope I'm able to maintain this sort of honesty with you guys in terms of song making, because yun nga this is the first time ever recorded na ano yun, like I'm saying this on the log. Ang ganda, it's also both for me and I guess for you. And let me know what you think about the song. Let me know which parts you like, whatever. It's still a demo, so maybe next week or this week I'll tell you more about it from a music perspective and from a production perspective. I mean, not more of like a narrative kind of perspective, because sobrang hassle if like sobrang hassle whenever she's around. I mean, like, it's not like I have a chance with her. All right, whatever. Bye guys. Salamat for supporting that song. And if you're seeing this, you're in the Red Summer Early Access tier. Maraming salamat. And pagpatuloy natin yung Red Summer Early Access thing, because I feel excited about this. I feel like, you know, early access is something that I've never done and has never been done by a lot of musicians. And this is a start of something new for a lot of my patrons and true fans. So, super duper salamat for listening to this log and to listening to Kailan. The next demos will be on July 22. So July 22 and July 29. So the next Sundays of of this month. August, wala pa akong masyadong plano. Pero, ayun, maraming salamat. I'm excited. I'm excited to super share, really like share you, but make you part of the process of Red Summer. And let's keep it personal and let's keep it like kind of, intimate like that. Um, this has been Rez. Maraming salamat for the log and for listening. That's it.